Hello everyone. I'm sure you've heard the saying, he's too heavenly minded to be any earthly good. Very familiar saying, but it's not strictly biblical. Of course, what people are alluding to there is that a person is maybe spiritual and talking about the Bible and God all the time, but they're not actually very practical. They don't help you when you need help in a situation. So biblically, we are called to be both. We're called to be earthly good, in other words, we're kingdom bringers, and we're called to be heavenly minded as well. Now, I know for me, I struggle with the heavenly minded bit quite a bit. I know my thoughts are far more weighted towards earth. My investment often is far more weighted towards earth than perhaps it should be, balanced with being weighted towards heaven. Now, I was recently doing a study on heaven, and familiar verses, Colossians 3 verse 2 says, "Set your minds on things above, not earthly things, for you died, and your life is now hidden with Christ in God." When Christ, who is your life, appears, then you will also appear with him in glory. Matthew chapter 6 verse 20 says, "Store up treasures for yourself in heaven." So regularly revisiting these verses, revisiting verses about heaven is very healthy for us. The Apostle John, when he was receiving his revelation, I believe was blown away at times by what he was hearing and what he was seeing in his visions. And I believe that because he had to keep on being told to write this down. And there's a reason that he was being told to write it down, because it says these words are trustworthy and true. In other words, you can trust and place your trust in what you read about heaven and about our future. And it's great to place our trust in it because it is true. It's real. It's not a fantasy. So Revelation 21 I'm going to read from verse 2 through to 5, says this: "I saw the holy city, the new Jerusalem, coming down out of heaven from God, prepared as a bride beautifully dressed for her husband. And I heard a loud voice from the throne saying, 'Now the dwelling of God is with men, and he will live with them. They will be his people, and God himself will be with them and be their God. He will wipe every tear from their eyes. There will be no more death, or mourning, or crying, or pain, for the old order of things has passed away.' He who was seated on the throne said, 'I am making everything new.' Then he said, 'Write this down, for these words are trustworthy and true.'" Now, as followers of Jesus, we are assured of a home in heaven and citizenship in the New Jerusalem. Heaven is real and it is actually measurable. John continues in Revelation 21:15, saying that the angel who talked with me had a measuring rod of gold to measure the city. Now the city, we are told, is exactly a cube of approximately 1,400 miles. Apparently that is 21 times the size of the UK, 1,400 miles by 1,400 miles, and 10 times the size of France. And it's bigger than India. And that's, of course, just the ground floor. The New Jerusalem is as tall as it is wide, 600,000 stories high, I read. Jesus said, "In my Father's house are many mansions. If it were not so, I would have told you. I go to prepare a place for you." John 14 verse 2. Now this is all promised as a free gift of God's grace. We have not earned it. It is given to us freely by what Jesus has done for us. The hymnist Horatius Barnard once wrote, "Upon a life I have not lived, upon a death I did not die. Another's life, another's death, I stake my whole eternity." So today is a good day to be heavenly minded. Have a great day.